All right, third graders, today you are going to make a line sculpture inspired by Serra. Now, Mr. Serra makes large-scale sculptures using big walls of metal. And what I think about Mr. Serra's artwork is it would look even cooler from a bird's eye view or from up above. So that's what our job is today. We are going to create a design with lines that might be inspired by that artist, Serra. So my first step is I need to make a small cut at each corner about the length of my first knuckle of my finger. One cut in each corner. I'm not going to cut too far in, otherwise that will be too long. My next step is I'm going to fold each edge of my paper to make kind of like a wall. If you're having trouble with this, you might ask your neighbor. You could maybe raise a quiet hand and wait for me to come and help you. But do your best to be a problem solver and figure it out. You're just folding those walls. Finally, I'm going to do one dot of glue at each corner, and I'm going to hold it together so it folds up, making a 3D box. I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On each corner I will glue one glue dot. If it's not sticking, I may have to count to 10 again. To get the paper to go from flat to 3D can sometimes be a little bit tricky, so you might have to add a little bit more glue, count to 10 again, to get that to fold up. But I know you can do it. After this, I'm finally ready to create my line design. I might get my sketchbook out and plan out what I want my line design to look like. I might draw it on my paper. But what I'm doing when I'm creating my design is I'm thinking about that element of our line, but also color. Color is a great way to add a pattern. So with my strip of paper, I'm going to cut a little cut, not going all the way through the strip, just about halfway. And I am going to fold each of those little teeth to make like a zipper. It's going to go one to the right, one to the left, one to the right, one to the left, all the way down my strip. These little teeth, or zippers, will get glue on them, and that's how my paper will stick up off my paper to make it 3D. Now this next part is a little bit tricky. I need to put glue on each of these little zipper tabs. So just a dot of glue, and you can't do all of them at once, otherwise I'll have all these sticker zipper feet. I'm going to lay my zipper feet or my paper out in the design that I came up with on my sketchbook, and I'm going to spread my fingers out so I have one finger on each zipper foot. And I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If it doesn't stick, I may need to add a little bit more glue or count again. Now I need to put little glue dots on the rest of my zipper feet without pulling up the other ones. This can be a little hard. Maybe ask your neighbor for some help, but be a problem solver. If it's not working, how can I fix it? All right, spread out all my fingers so I have a finger on each zipper foot, and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I could change my color. I could keep the same color because I'm thinking about design, and design uses color and line to create something that looks good. I might do a line here. I am going to fill up my 3D box with lines. When that is filled up, I need to add a frame in the background, and that frame is with a colored piece of paper, and that's where my name is going to go. So at the drive-thru is a bunch of different colored papers. My name and my class code need to go on the back. Miss G 3 E 4K, and I flip it over. This is where my box and my zipper design is going to go. Now I need quite a bit of glue, so I'm going to do a line of glue today. Usually I have you do a dot, but a line of glue I think will work a little bit better. Not too much, not a river or a lake, just a line. And I can glue that down to my background paper, counting to 10 again. Lots of gluing, lots of counting today. When my design is finished. What I need to do is come up to the desk and get a name card for it so that it's ready for display in the hall. If there's enough time, we will even take a picture of it to display on Artsonia. I cannot wait to see your line designs inspired by Richard, Serra, 3rd grade.